I'm heartful to be here with you today in this Access Your Certainty training. Okay, so before we get into all the good stuff, I'm going to invite you just into a grounding breath work, and that's the way that I always start these trainings to help us to get out of our head and into our heart. So, just wherever you are right now, I invite you to get comfortable and just start to take long, rich, deep breaths and floating your eyes shut. So, taking deep breaths into your heart, holding at the top and out through your heart. So, breathing all the way into your heart, feeling that expansion. And as you breathe out, feeling that rest. And breathing in, feeling that expansion. And as you breathe out, feeling that rest. And just allowing yourself to take longer, richer, deeper breaths into your heart, allowing that breath to expand your energetic heart space. And in the expansion, you may start to feel the energy move in your heart. You may start to feel your heart magnetics tingle. You may feel yourself dropping deeper into your heart. You may feel yourself clearing space. You may feel yourself letting go on the exhale, letting go of anything that you've been carrying, consciously or unconsciously, as you exhale through your heart. And just inviting you to, whilst connected to your heart, set an intention for what you would like to receive from this session. And just feel that, feel the frequency of that in your heart space. And just breathing all of that intention in, breathing it all in. Accessing your power. And whenever it feels good for you, I invite you just to exhale that all out and gently float your eyes open. Beautiful. So my intention for getting into this session is that we experience it through the heart and we hold this heart connection through this entire co-creation together. Okay, and anytime you find yourself floating away, just gently bring yourself back into the connection. So on the training today, we're going to experience a channeled conversation together where I'll be sharing downloads that have been coming through over the last week. And I'll also be inviting you into an energetic activation, okay, where we'll go in and do a quantum healing activation. We will all access another level of your soul's truth, another level of your certainty, and release anything that is not in alignment with that that's ready for you to be released today. Okay? There'll also be a part in the conversation where I share the opportunities to work with me right now. Okay? The options to work with me, if that feels good for you. If you are just here for the free training and that's aligned, then perfect. Okay, you're going to get so much from it. Beautiful. These sessions are usually 90 minutes long, but I've allowed for 2 hours just to allow space for whatever comes through. Okay, just to allow space for discussion at the end as well. Okay. All right. So just flowing into the training part of this session and what it really means to access your certainty and what it really means for me, okay, in accessing certainty, the certainty that we all have. And I want to get into this through sharing part of my story, okay? And I always feel that there's so many places that we can start in a lifetime, in the journey of a lifetime, to tell our story. And when I fell into the piece that's most relevant for our time together today, I really want to start off where I was in 2014. I was 32 and I was working in Glasgow. I was working in marketing at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, and I'd been single for a couple of years. And my contract was coming up to an end. I'd been working for the Glasgow 2014 Commonwealth Games for 5 years, and it's a sporting event. And once the sporting event was complete in 2014, my contract would come to an end. So I was really feeling into my next move in life, okay? And what kept coming through was Dubai. Now, I had never been to Dubai in my life. I didn't know anyone who lived in Dubai at the time. Okay, I had no experience firsthand or any conversations around Dubai, but I kept feeling Dubai. I'm going to move to Dubai. And the more this came through, the more I started talking about it. I'm moving to Dubai. And people would ask me all the logical questions. Do you have a job? No. Do you know anyone? No. Do you have anywhere to live? No. Why are you going? I don't know. I just feel, okay, I just feel like it was something in me. I'm going to move to Dubai. I'm really craving like deeper abundance in my life. Okay, I was really craving these abundance codes. And at the time I'd been single for a couple of years. I had came out of a long-term relationship 2 years prior, and I wasn't in a point in my life where I was looking for a new relationship. I wasn't at a point in my life where I was looking for a partner. I'd really worked on myself. I'd worked on like cultivating self-love, cultivating confidence. Okay, really putting myself first for the first time in my life. And Dubai just kept coming through. And I went to see a card reader, and the card reader had told me that I was going to meet someone. I was going to meet someone from Dubai, and then that came up. And my now husband was living in Dubai at the time, and he came to Scotland. He was taking a break from work and he came to Scotland, and I met him when he was visiting Scotland. And from that moment, like from literally the first date together, like we were together, we just knew. And I moved to Dubai, and again, everything just fell together. It was absolute synchrodestiny, but there was nothing manufactured in my head about that story. There was no, I'm going to move to Dubai and then this will happen and then I'll meet that person. It was just this intuition that told me I was supposed to go to Dubai. Like amazing things were going to happen to Dubai. It was linked to my purpose. And as it's unfolded, when I was in Dubai, we had our family, we had our 2 kids there, and I found my purpose. Okay, I left the corporate world without a plan when I had my daughter, and I really had a wake up in life and decided that I didn't want to be in marketing anymore. I didn't want to be in corporate anymore. I didn't want to live the life that you were supposed to live anymore. I wanted to do something more meaningful with my life. I wanted to use my gifts. I wanted to get to know what my gifts are. I wanted to get to know myself and create the most meaningful life. Okay. So, like, accessing my certainty back then was just through the intuition that we all have. I didn't have a deep intention around accessing my certainty. It just came through. Dubai just came through. But as I've grown on that journey and really invested in heart activation and deepen my spiritual practice and growing as a conscious being, we can Esther joining, saying she's having some issues. Esther, I trust that you'll receive all of the energy and all of the transmissions anyway. But when we're accessing our certainty, we can do it. We can cultivate and learn to do it with a depth of intention that it doesn't happen accidentally. Okay, back in 2014 when Dubai was coming through, it was just happening accidentally because I was open to receiving it, right? But when we cultivate a level of unshakable certainty that's on purpose, this is about being connected to your truth and connected to your heart. It's a way of being, okay? It's just who you are, it's just how you live, okay? Through this heart connection. So really just breaking down what I mean about accessing your certainty and the different angles to this. At the top, it's really just about knowing who you are, okay? Knowing to your core who you are and why you're here in the world, knowing your soul's truth, okay? Not what anyone else has told you or anything that you've been carrying, really to the core, knowing who you are, okay? Knowing your energetic signature, what you feel like, okay? What you look like, your own magic, your own uniqueness, okay? How you feel to other people as well when it's really you, okay? It's about knowing what activates you and knowing what's within you that also activates other people, okay? This is your certainty, this is your truth. This is the part of you that just knows so deeply, deeply, deeply knows without proof. You don't need proof. When you're so connected with yourself through your heart, and when you're connected with yourself and through your heart, you're connected to your soul and you're connected with source. So you don't need to have everything figured out because you feel that connection, you feel that perspective, you feel that support regardless, okay? And in the knowing yourself and knowing your truth and really being in that centered place, you get to live in alignment with your truth. You get to live in alignment through who you are, okay? And when you're deep in alignment and living from a place of alignment, everything feels, okay? It feels like you. It feels expansive. It feels easier. I'm not going to say easy because it's not always easy, but the words and the term that I use is ease filled, okay? When you have this real depth of alignment in all areas of your life through being yourself, through accessing this deep heart knowing of you and being able to pull this out and radiate it and express it into the different areas of your life. Okay, so it's a real spiritual journey to dive in and really uncover all of the layers of who you are, get to know your energetic signature, get to know your soul's truth, being able to access that intuition, know that your heart is your guru and your compass and your guide, not what the industry says or what the specialist says or what the coach says or what your spiritual guru says, right? Like knowing that you are the one. Okay, you are the one that has your highest and best answers. You are the one with the truth. Okay, knowing that everything, truly, truly everything, all the answers are within, and being able to go back in again and again to stabilize from that place, because there's a difference between knowing it. Everyone on this call today knows it. We all know the science behind it. We've all read Joe Dispenza's books. We all know Becoming Supernatural. Okay, but there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it, and really leaning all the way into this level of being. Okay, because it's a journey of a lifetime. There's always deeper layers to unlock. Okay, there's always deeper layers to unlock of yourself. There's always deeper layers of alignment to step into. There's always deeper layers of alignment to be as well. And it's in the being of your truth, that you get to experience life with that magic and synchronicities and things happen, and you access this level of certainty. Okay? It doesn't mean that things don't come up. Doesn't mean that we're in la la land and we're all going to float away and be fairies and everything's perfect and every moment of every day is just bliss. Okay, because we're not in la la land, we're human beings here on earth. Okay, so yes, we still hit upper limits and experience limiting beliefs, and fear can still come up, emotional waves can still come up as we go in this journey. Okay, but when you access that level of certainty within you, it becomes so much easier to ride those emotional waves and to ride those waves of fear, because that level of certainty and that level of knowing that you're supported is there. It never goes. So you up-level your emotional intelligence. Okay, you up-level your emotional intelligence to know that how to process emotions, how to feel it all without gaslighting yourself. Okay? How to feel it all, because you up-level your emotional intelligence. And through knowing that you're supported no matter what, and then knowing that you're supported no matter what, you gain unparalleled perspective on life. It becomes so much more than you and your life. Okay, we're here to live an amazing life. We're here to live our best life and have the best time here on earth, and really feel the richness in our relationships and go out there and do our best work on the planet. And having this depth of connection, it becomes so much more than you. Okay, it becomes about what you're doing for others and what you're doing for the planet as well. And in it becoming so much more than you, through this connection and this certainty, it becomes easier and easier to get out of your own way again and again, because the things that get in our way is when we make it about us, when we get in our head, or the ego makes it about us. Okay, not good enough, not worthy enough. Okay, these things, or when an old trauma comes up again and again. Okay, we get to release these, we get to step back into that truth, back into that alignment, and know how to ride these waves with that level of certainty, because that certainty is unwavering. That certainty is you being able to stand in your center and in your core in the storm, okay? No matter what. No matter if people have completely different perspectives, no matter if you're like the one riding solo and getting out and disrupting and doing things that people have never done, or saying things that people have never heard before in a way that people have never heard it before. But it's okay. You've got it. You're in your power because you've accessed your certainty. Okay. And in this accessing your certainty, yes, life is more joyful, more blissful, more love, and all of the abundance, everything that we all crave and desire and need as humans. And a big part of it requires us to go to the depths of ourself, okay, to go to the depths of ourself, to be able to look at the shadows, to be able to look at the parts of us that are holding guilt, shame, trauma, okay, and know that that is a part of us in the same way that the power, the confidence, the magnetism, it's all a part of us, okay? And there's two pieces to this that I share in the getting to know yourself on this journey of self-growth. One, and it's the polarity, right? There's always a flip side and polarity to this work. The first side is radical acceptance. Being able to radically accept yourself, all parts of yourself, okay, for who you are. Like the parts of you that you perhaps don't show, the parts of you that you perhaps hide from others, the parts of you that you don't face yourself. There is so much freedom and really, truly 100% in embracing yourself and accepting yourself, not accepting yourself and who you're growing into. Because on this journey of growth, you're going to get better every day, right? You're always going to get better. But today, can you radically accept and embrace yourself today? Can you allow all parts of you to have a seat at the table equally? Can you allow the selfish parts? Can you allow the ignorant parts? Can you allow all parts of you to have a seat at the table and radically accept you, embrace you, and love you for everything that you are today? Okay, so this is radical acceptance. And when you have this radical acceptance to the depth, okay, you clear so much space in your body and you experience so much freedom within yourself and your life, okay? The flip side of that is radical responsibility. Radical responsibility for yourself is about holding the vision, the best version of you. Okay, it's holding the vision of your higher self, being so connected and committed to your higher self that every single day you're growing into that version of you a bit more. You're raising your tolerance levels, you're deepening into your alignment, you're speaking your truth more, you're strengthening your energetics, you're growing your energetic container to hold more. Okay? This is the radical responsibility of the self when you're on this journey of growth, being able to hold your higher self with power and really be committed to every day closing that gap between you and them. And when you're on a journey of growth for a lifetime, the gap's never going to be closed because there's always a next level. Okay, there's always a next level. So it's having that gratitude and peace and acceptance for who you are today, knowing that that's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And the commitment and the radical responsibility for who you're growing into. And this is the same when you're holding the vision for yourself in your life. So every single person on these calls, and I am a bit like that because I've got Instagram here and Zoom here, but everyone on these calls has great big hopes, great big dreams, great big aspirations. We all want to create huge impact. We all want to change the status quo and do it in a way that's aligned with more love, more joy, better collaborations. We want a relation. We don't want to compromise anything. Okay, we're creating a new way and creating a new way with people who sync to this. Okay, so whilst we hold a vision for ourselves and have acceptance for ourselves, it's the same for our life. We hold our vision and our goals for our life. These are our desires, our hopes and dreams, where we're going to be in a year's time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time. It's going to be a completely different place from where we are now. If you feel back to your life a year ago, like when I feel back to my life a year, 2 years ago, it feels like I've done 10 years of therapy. It feels like I've done 100 years of healing, and so much stuff's happened. Okay, all these projects have happened, business has scaled, like lots of good stuff's happened, right? Lots of life has happened. Okay, so when you hold a vision for yourself, the freedom is in being able to hold all of your manifestations and be in the deepest gratitude for where you are now, and then knowing that where you are now is exactly where you always need to be, and it's perfect. Okay, so this is the journey of a lifetime. It's like when you're walking forward, it's 1 foot in gratitude and 1 foot in desire. 1 foot in gratitude and 1 foot in desire. So being so ridiculously to the core grateful for everything that's now. Absolutely everything that's now is just, oh my God, even like this water, oh, delicious. Everything in business, the surprises, the everything. Been so grateful for it all. And walking forward with that desire, knowing that there's a next level, stepping into the next level, holding that vision for yourself, that vision that's coming through your heart because it's the truth of your heart. And I see so many people who are always working towards something, okay, always working towards something, and they miss so much of life. When I have the house, or when this happens with the business, or like life will be better, okay? And I always feel like it's like the pot of the end of the rainbow, okay? They're always trying to get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The gold is in having it now, because all we ever have is now, okay? The gold is in pulling this level of abundance, this level of celebration, this level of joy for life now. Okay, the depth of the impact, being able to pull this into now through living through the heart, through living in complete truth of who you are. I see people getting stuck with this, getting stuck with stabilizing heart-led living, okay? I see people getting stuck in a few ways. And the biggest thing that comes up is people trying to figure it out. I'm going to go in and I'm going to figure how this is all going to work. And when you try and figure it out, you're in your head. And we need the mind, of course, we need the mind. But we'll lose a lot. We'll lose a lot of we become disconnected from the deepest truth. We don't have the connection, the highest connection to source. Okay, so we'll lose a lot of that intelligence. We'll lose a lot of that inspiration that can only come through your heart when you're connected to your soul, connected to yourself, and connected to source, right? So when you micromanage, what you're actually doing is manufacturing results through your head, and it's without trust, right? It's you micromanage and manufacture to have all the detail and have it all figured out because you don't trust. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you're supported. You don't trust how it will unfold. You don't trust the process. And when you're saying that you don't trust the process and you don't trust life, there's no room for magic. There's no room for synchronicities. There's no room for potential. Okay, because you limit yourself with the manufacturing, with trying to figure it all out. Part of being human, even me, I do heart activation every day. And yeah, I jump into my head, jump into my mind. The mastery is bringing yourself back, catching and bringing yourself back into that truth, with the knowing that the greatest expression of your life will come from that truth, the greatest experience of your life, the biggest impact. You can make the most meaning from living through that truth. Okay. Another block, call it block, that I see people experiencing in this work is when you're doing the healing and you're not learning the lesson. Okay. And this shows up as a repeat cycle. You're doing all this inner work, you're doing heart connection, when you're experiencing upper limits, you do the healing work. But in every block, every time we do shadow work, there is always a lesson and there's always a gift. There's always light in the dark, right? Always, always, always. But these repeat cycles happen when we don't learn that lesson. Okay, and we don't embody it, or maybe we know it and then we forget again, we forget to trust it and we don't embody it and we do the same thing. So that's when you see cycles in business. I've had clients that come and they go through the same cash cycles. They earn all this money and then lose it, earn all this money and lose it. Okay, because they've not learned their lesson when they go in and do their money healing. So it's the same thing that happens. And these are heart-led leaders. They're people here on the planet with a huge mission. But in the not learning our lessons and not fully embodying and integrating the lessons, that's when something will come up on repeat. So if something is coming up on repeat in your life, where you notice it's a cycle, I would invite you to feel into, is there a lesson that you haven't fully embodied or fully received? One of the other things that I see coming up a lot is the hoping or the waiting. Okay, so the energy of hope is completely different from the energy of trust. If you feel into the energy of hope, okay, there's this scarcity energy tucked underneath it. Okay, I'm just going to hope, I'm going to hope it'll come through, and I'm going to hope that if I keep going forward, or I'm just going to surrender and let the universe take care of it. Okay, it's completely different. There's this, hope is not a strategy. There's like this scarcity tucked underneath it. Okay, as opposed to this depth of trust. This depth of trust that you know no matter what, okay, that you are moving forward in this direction. And having this depth of trust on your path with yourself and with your connection, it's completely different from hope. Okay. But the energy is subtle. Quite often when people are manifesting or creating new results, whether it's in a relationship or in business or a lifestyle change, there's this hoping energy, and hoping is waiting. Hoping is, in the hoping, you're not participating, you're not showing up, you're not doing your part. Okay, a manifestation is a co-creation between you and the universe, and you need to play your part, you need to show up, you need to participate and co-create. Okay, and that's the trust. The trust is tuning in, knowing the truth, and taking inspired action, moving forward, showing up, playing your part, and participating through the inspired truth. Okay. So the most powerful way to really anchor in your next level of certainty, your next level of truth and trust and intuition, deepen the intuition that we all have inside of us, is to deepen in your heart activation, regardless of where you are in your journey. Okay, if you're already evolved in heart activation or if you're new, okay, there's always a deepening and always a next level that you can experience to deepen into more alignment and more of who you are. Okay, so it's really about going inwards and activating your heart to access this truth. Okay, that we all know that the answers are within. Okay, but there's a difference between knowing it and feeling it, and also feeling it and being able to stabilize it and live in that way and hold that in that way in a day to day, not just in your meditations, not just in your rituals, but really switching from living in rituals to heart-led living when life is the ritual. Okay, your life is the ritual. And from that place of deep knowing your energetic signature, you get to bring this into all the different areas of your life. Okay, so when you go in through your heart and really get to know your energetic signature, really get to know this truth, you can start to bring this out in a very tangible way to look at the energetics behind all of your life. Like when you look at your business and you break down everything that you're doing in business and you look at the energetics behind that, you can very quickly see what's in alignment and what is not in alignment, or where you get to upgrade, or where there's space, where there's opportunity for growth. Okay, where you can change things. It's the same in your relationships. When you feel into your relationships and you layer that with the truth of who you are and how you truly desire to experience your relationships, not because that's what you're supposed to do, that's what a mum does, that's what a dad does, that's what a partner does. Okay, but how do you want to do it? How do the people in your life want to do it? How can you reimagine that from a place of your soul's truth, from a place of energetic alignment, and then start to make these very practical changes in your work, in your relationships, and in your lifestyle? Like, what's the next level of fun? What's the next level of joy? What's the next level of bliss and love in all of the places? Because it continues to get better and better. Okay, when you are recreating, reimagining from this place of alignment. Okay, and then it starts to feel like the game of life. Okay, how can you go deeper with that person? So for my husband and I, it's like, how much fun can we have? Like, we've got through all the crazy stuff after having 2 young kids. Like, how much fun can we have? Having 2 young kids, everyone tells us it's stressful, but it's not stressful. It's fun. Like, how much can we play in this space? So you can get better and better. When you create a journey that's so aligned with who you are as a person, okay, that's just completely reflective of you, because you've gone in, you know your truth, you know your energetics, you know what you're here for, you know your purpose, you know your mission. Okay, and from that place of deep knowing, you do the embodiment work to bring that out and really express and radiate that out into the world. And when you create this journey that's so aligned with who you are, That's the bliss, that's the flow. We're not here for the next goal, the next milestone, what we may or may not be doing in a year's time. Okay, what we may or may not be doing in 10 years' time. But if we create a journey, the journey of our life and all of the places with that depth of alignment, that's where the flow comes. That's where the spaciousness comes if you're a person that desires spaciousness. As I've gone into my 40s, I have really desired a depth of spaciousness that has never really felt aligned. It's never really been a desire in mine in the past, but it's something that I really desire now. It's a soul code that's coming through in this cycle of my life, and it's coming through in this cycle of my life because I'm deepening my intuition, and I need this space. I need this space to continue to grow and be this channel that I'm stepping into. It's the way everything's going in my work. But this is a soul code. And me knowing this soul code, me knowing this desire, I've been able to practically reset things in my business, reset my schedule, work a lot less, create all of this deeper layer of space in my life from that depth and knowing. Okay. And in the knowing and creating that and taking the aligned action, things have just started to move in a different way. First of all, my experience in the business has elevated and shifted. It's always felt good, but it's shifted into a new level. This spaciousness, the spaciousness in terms of time. I'm spending way more time in nature, which has just been beautiful. Okay, way more time in nature, which has supported me to deepen with the heart. But it wasn't like, oh, I need to free up more time because I need to meditate. No. In a meditation, the vibration, the energetics, the frequency came through. And I'm like, that's a heart desire. And from that heart desire, I've restructured a lot in my life so that my calendar reflects this heart desire. Okay, so it's about getting to know those frequencies, getting to know those soul codes that really desire to be pulled out and radiated out into your life. Okay, piece by piece, starting to restructure from the inside out. So I'm just going to take a pause. Just going to take a pause and allow for any comments and questions to come through and how this is landing. I know over in Zoom, there has been a few tech issues with sound and things. So if there's bits of it you can't hear, don't worry. I'll be sharing this as a replay for anyone who wants to go back and listen. But I would love to just hear how this is landing. Esther had said, feeling the energy quite strongly now that I'm tapped in. Beautiful. Esther's saying, love the unfolding of connecting more to nature to bring more alignment to the heart and to shape up with our purpose and work in society. Yeah. And it's all connected. Dominique saying the energy of the heart is so full of an energetic silence. Yeah, beautiful, Dominique. That stillness, that silence. Okay. So just very, very briefly before we go into the play, the activation, the meditation, I'm just going to share for anyone who desires to work with me in a deeper level. There's 3 ways that you can work with me right now, and you'll receive this in an email with the replay. I offer private coaching in a 6-month container. Okay, if this is something that you desire, usually people know in one session with me if they want to work with me. So I offer a one-off single session, and those details will be included in the email. Shama's saying definitely recommend. Thank you, Shama. I also have a 6-month group coaching program called Self-Sourced. Self-Sourced is all about diving deeper into heart-led living. So it's where I support you to access your truth, your deepest intuition, and really bring this out into the areas of your life. So to up-level and reimagine your work, relationships, leadership, and lifestyle. And there's also the heart activation portal. So if you're just kind of feeling in and want to do something simple to start with, the heart activation portal is 4 recorded activations, and it supports you to really dive deeper into the heart and open up your channel of communication with source, to really start using your heart as the portal of connection to your soul. The heart activation portal is also the foundation trainings for anyone in the self-sourced group program. Okay, so I won't go into all of the deeper details right now because that's not the vibe of today. I just want to let you know that that's what's open, and for anyone who is interested, there will be an email shared along with the replay. Okay. So just flowing into the meditation part of this session. And before I go into the meditation, does anyone have any questions around anything that we've talked about today? Shama's saying she's doing it right now. Yeah, Shama's in self-sourced. We're playing over in self-sourced. Okay. Beautiful. So I'm going to invite you into a theta healing activation where we will co-create together and bring everything in that we just talked about into an experience where you can access your deeper intuition and access your certainty. Because with this stuff and energetics, as we all know, it's not about theory or talking about it. To get to the depth of it, we need to experience it. So this is an experience. Okay, so I'm going to guide you through a meditation where you can access deeper clarity on something that you are manifesting in your life. Okay, so I invite everyone to take a moment just to set an intention for this meditation. Set an intention for something that you would like to receive deeper clarity on. Is there something that you've been confused about? Are you trying to make a decision and you don't know the answer? Is there something, a goal that you're manifesting, a result that you're manifesting and you feel stuck on the next move, whatever it is, I invite you just to take a moment and set that intention. And when you have your intention, and if you can do so, I invite you just to write that down. Write that down in your journal if you have one handy. Okay. So just flowing into this meditation, I invite you to take a moment to get comfortable wherever you are. Take a moment to get cozy, sit somewhere else in your seat. If you want to lay down, lay down. It all works. And gently just floating your eyes closed and returning back into those beautiful, long, rich, deep breaths. This gorgeous deep breath in through the nose, holding at the top, and out through the mouth. In through the nose, holding at the top, and out through the mouth. And inviting you just to extend that breath and breathe all the way into your heart space, dropping deeper, deeper, deeper into your energetic heart space. And gently just allowing that breath to expand your heart, allowing your heart magnetics to once again be activated and awake. Just breathing into this space, allowing yourself to drop deeper and deeper into the heart. And if it feels good for you to do so, gently placing your right hand over your heart and the left hand over your right hand. Gently continuing those long, rich, deep breaths. As you feel this portal open up and activate. And gently just imagining a white light all around you. You may start to see this white light, or you may just trust that it's there. You may feel it, you may feel the warmth. And as you take your next breath, just start to breathe this white light in, all the way in. As the white light starts to fill out your energetic heart space. As the white light starts to fill up your body, flowing all the way up to the top of your head and all the way down to the tips of your toes. And in this moment, taking a moment to remember what it feels like to be completely full and completely filled with unconditional love. And just imagining a red laser beam at your root, and that this red laser beam is shooting down, down, down through the crust of Mother Earth, down to the centre, this power center that sparkles and shines like snow, drawing this beautiful energy of the earth all the way back up through the many layers of the earth, the crystals, the energies, back up through the crust, moving back up into your root, gently clearing out anywhere where you felt stuck and stagnant, just feeling a release and a remembrance, feeling grounded, and gently drawing this energy up into your sacral chakra, just below your navel, and allowing a release of any guilt, any shame that you've been holding on to. Feeling a remembrance of pleasure and desire. Gently moving this energy up into your solar plexus. Allowing for a release of any rage, any anger. Just letting that go. Feeling a remembrance of certainty and confidence and trust. And gently moving this energy all the way up into your heart space. And allowing for a complete reset of your heart cycle. And a remembrance of the unconditional love that's always been there. And allowing this energy to move up into your throat chakra. And intentionalizing a release of anywhere where you've suppressed your truth. As you feel a remembrance of deeper, authentic communication. Allowing this energy to move up and gently cleansing out your pineal gland. And just imagine the energy, the white light, washing through your brain, washing away any overwhelm, any congestion, any confusion, and shining through your third eye, deepening clarity. Gently moving this energy up through your crown chakra at the top of your head and creating a beautiful ball of light above your head. Gently choosing a colour for this ball of light, and it's shooting up further and further, past the moon, the sun, the stars, the sky, further and further, through white lights, black lights, golden lights, further and further, moving up through a jelly-like substance, all the colours of the rainbow. Feel yourself dancing with the laws of the universe, moving up through pink clouds and connecting with the law of compassion. Continue shooting up further and further as you move closer to a dazzling white light. This beautiful iridescent white light. Start to move into the white light, allowing everything that you are completely dissolve and completely be one with the white light. And through this creation energy, do I have permission to clear your space of any disturbances, any psychic interferences, any distortions? And if so, simply say yes. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And gently, gently inviting you to connect back in with your heart space. Feeling that portal of connection deepen and open up your direct and unique communication to Source. And ask Source to go ahead and show you your higher self. This is the version of you with unshakable inner certainty, unshakable self-trust. This is the version of you who's already living fully embodied what you're manifesting. And just allow your higher self to come and stand in front of you and just notice them. Notice how they hold themselves. Notice their energy, the depth of confidence, and feel their codes. Feel how they know. Feel their wisdom. Feel their certainty. And feel their trust. And just connecting in with your higher self. Go ahead and ask them. Ask them the question that you want to ask them to unlock this next level of clarity. Maybe you want to ask them a question on how they did it. Maybe it's a yes and no answer. Maybe it's something related to a decision. Whatever it is for you, just go ahead and ask your higher self this clarity question. And ask them to show you what's no longer in alignment in your life. What do you get to release today? What are you no longer tolerating? That when you release this piece, it's going to close the gap between you and them. And just allow for this information to come through. And go ahead and ask them, ask your higher self, what's the new embodiment, the new alignment that you're choosing from today? It's going to close the gap between you and them. Allowing this information to come through into your heart. And receiving all of this information, all of this intuitive guidance from your higher self, who is you. Just taking a moment to gently thank your higher self and say bye for now. And allowing yourself to receive these new soul codes of your next level of wisdom, your next level of self-trust, of certainty, of intuition, this new depth of wisdom. Allowing these codes to be fully received in your body, to be downloaded into your system at a cellular level, and just taking a moment to feel what it feels like in your body and in your energetic architecture to hold and fully embody these new codes. This is your unique frequency. And gently calling upon any spirit guides that you work with to come. And just go ahead and ask them to gently support you in this integration 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, until this integration is fully embodied and complete. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. And just inviting you to gently walk yourself back into your body, slowly and gently. Back into your space, feeling supported, feeling the support of the chair, the room. Just allowing the breath to completely bring you back. And whenever it feels good for you and not a moment before, I invite you to gently, gently open your eyes. Thank you so much. This is your time. If it feels good, I invite you to come off and let us know how you feel. If you want to just be in the meditation bubble, go ahead and do that. If you want to go off and journal or get in nature, go ahead and do that. I'm here, I'm available if anyone wants to talk, but I invite you to own the experience for yourself and do what feels good for you. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me on this session. This work just lights me up so much, and it's such an honour and a privilege to be able to come on and do this with you. So thank you. Elise is saying, relieve my higher self, let me know that this current struggle is a moment in my life, not my life. Love you, Frankie. I love you too, Felice. And it's always a moment. Esther saying, thank you for this very relaxing and energetic at the same time session. Feel very aligned right now. That's so beautiful. Thank you. Dominic saying, dwelling in the space and silence of my heart, very refreshing. So, so beautiful. Thank you so much. It feels complete here. I don't think anyone wants to talk, which is beautiful. Okay. I love you. Have a beautiful rest of your Friday and weekend. If anything comes up as you integrate, you know where to find me. Come into the group, email me, whatever. Okay, you know where to find me. I'm here to support integration. Thank you so much again. Take care.